Hey everybody, welcome right back to this channel, man. Welcome right back to the channel. This video, we're going to be talking about the NBA. Wild stuff happened throughout the weeks going on in basketball, man. Just flat out amazing stuff happening, man. Great performances, great comebacks, stuff of that nature. Just unbelievable stuff happening. Uh, you know, talking about different games that happened just even last night on the Monday. But before we get into everything, including the championship game between the Spurs and the Knicks in the Emerald Cup, okay? My name is Isaiah Austin. Welcome right back to the IDA Kings Video Production Channel. Okay, if you like the videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you like the channel, subscribe. And please hit that bell notification to know when I post and upload new videos to this channel. We're having fun. We're having a good time, man. Appreciate y'all for a lot. Okay, it's been crazy. A lot of wild stuff, man. A lot of craziness. Um, Suns getting some wins. One time I believe on a Monday, man, they ended up beating the Timberwolves by 3. The Spurs were in a close game with the Pelicans, who's having a real bad year overall, dealing with injuries, dealing with firings. The Spurs almost lost to them. They had a lot of problems going on. Wemby's been in and out of the lineup. The Spurs have stayed afloat without him for most of the time, and stuff like that. The Knicks end up being, I remember the Knicks beating the Magic on a Sunday. The Celtics getting some wins, beating the Raptors, one of them. Nuggets getting some wins as well, man, just doing their thing as well. Spurs find a way to get a win against the Kings. Just some ups and downs going on. You know what I mean? Like in one of the quarterfinal games in the NBA Cup, obviously the Magic ended up beating the Heat. The Heat have been on like a 5-game losing streak since starting out 14-7. Okay, they have lost 5 straight, and now they're 14-12, struggling. You know, the Raptors I think are in that kind of category of about 15-2, 16-10, something of that nature. They lost to the Knicks in a quarterfinals game. On that Wednesday, the Thunder ended up blowing out the Suns, beating them down all type nasty. And the Lakers ended up losing to the Spurs in the quarterfinal games and stuff like that as well to the Spurs. Lakers ended up losing 132-19. Okay, that was a heck of a game by the Spurs. Real good game by the Spurs. The Rockets though, on the Thursday ended up beating the Clippers by a few points. Right, that was a heck of a game. The Bucks somehow shocked the Celtics, ended up getting an upset win against the Celtics, and the Pelicans blew out the Trailblazers on that Thursday, December 11th. Crazy work. I couldn't believe it. Okay, couldn't believe it. But Pelicans found a way to fight and get that big win, right? A lot of wild stuff happened in this season, like the Bulls getting a 3-point win against the Hornets. Those teams are a little rough, shaky. The Hornets are bad. The Hawks end up getting blown out by the Pistons. The Pistons are a great basketball team from top to bottom. 76ers are trying to get into rhythm, trying to get wins as they go. Beating the Pacers on that Friday. And the Cavs beat the Wizards, as they should, obviously. The Jazz end up beating the Grizzlies. A little shocker there. Mavericks trying to get railing some wins, and Timberwolves beat the Warriors. I believe Curry, this was, I think, his first game back at that time, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a lot of wild losses that the Warriors had, okay, in this situation. Now, in the semifinals, the Knicks end up beating the Magic in the semifinals. And then the Spurs ended up getting a big historical win against the Thunder after the Thunder had about 14-plus game win streak, something in that nature. And they beat the Thunder bad. They beat the Thunder by 2. The Thunder was complaining about not getting calls, but there were some calls that the Spurs should have got that they didn't get. For example, I ain't gonna lie, if y'all watch the Low channel, shout out to the Low channel. If y'all watched them, watch that. Try to watch the games. It was hard to watch them because of being busy. But seeing some plays, couldn't believe when I seen some of these plays. Dude basically was touching his groin area, if you know what I'm saying. I believe it was Caruso bumping, holding, slapped his arm, everything, and they didn't call foul. It was unbelievable. So they've been getting calls like that. If I'm not mistaken, Castle was having a bloody nose and lip. If I think it was Castle, and he got to the free throw line one time. Unbelievable. So I think the Thunder are a team, to be honest, they embellish. Everybody, not just Shea, and I'm not going to get on just Shea about it. They are good at drawing fouls, and they will tell you, basically, they are going to play the same way. Either you're going to call it or you're not going to call it. So, but I can't You can't complain about not getting calls. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that at all. You know what I'm saying? That was on a Saturday. Sunday was crazy too when it comes to the game of basketball. Okay, the Wizards, getting a win against the Pacers. That wasn't even the craziest part. Where it started getting crazy was the Hornets beating the Cavs in final overtime. The Cavs have been struggling, dealing with some injuries. The Cavs have 119 to 111, just crazy work. The 76ers lost by 3 to the Hawks. The Hawks have had some ups and downs too. Johnson, their power forward, has been a beast. I know against the Nuggets he had a triple-double. He's been really great this year. Nets blew out the Bucks. Porter Jr. has been great on that team. But the Nets have been, the Bucks have been struggling all year, getting cooked. Pelicans end up finding a way to beat the Bulls 114 to 104. This is another big loss that they had. Steph Curry was magical in this game, and they lost to the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers had like 3 different players playing well, while the Warriors really only had one player basically playing well, and that was Steph Curry. And it was crazy. Since Steph Curry had been back, they've been struggling. Lakers ended up having a big win, some controversial calls, controversial texts. Dylan Brooks made a shot, got into LeBron's face, bumped him. He had a second technical, got ejected. Then Devin Booker had a low IQ play, shocking. He was in LeBron's landing spot, even, I think, touched him a little bit, got fouled, okay, as well. Crazy work, man, crazy work. LeBron and them making free throws for them to win the game in that game, right? Just unbelievable craziness. And then going into Monday, man, which was really, really fun. Raptors end up getting a win against the Heat, 106 to 96. The Jazz end up beating the Mavericks in final overtime. The Mavericks have been struggling too. The Grizzlies blew out the Clippers. That's a whole nother thing we're going to talk about really quickly. The Nuggets, this is what was so magical. Okay? Magical game, all the quarters, overtime. The Nuggets ended up winning by 3. The Rockets were magical in that game as well. It was fun. It was magical. I've seen the Rockets play a few times. Most of the times I see them play, they have been in clutch moments. Okay? And Jokic found a way to get a win. I think he had a 39-point triple-double. Just magical. One of the best players I've ever seen play basketball. And I've seen LeBron, Michael. I've seen Kobe. I've seen most of them, man. They are that special. Pistons were in a close game. Were magical. Ended up coming up clutch, beating the Celtics 112 to 105. Jaylen Brown has been on an MVP tear since Jason Taylor's been out. From start to finish, he's been magical too. The Heat's been struggling as well throughout the last few weeks. Like I said, on a 5-game losing streak. The Mavericks need to probably blow it up. They have been struggling. I don't think Anthony Davis didn't even play against the Jazz when they lost 140 to 133. So it was crazy. The Clippers, that's the one right there. They have a draft pick that's going to the Thunder, and it's probably going to be a top 3 pick for real. And the Thunder's going to have draft picks. I think they're going to have 17. They're going to have 17 second-round picks and 13 first-round picks the next 6 years. They're going to be a great team. They're going to be a championship team. They're going to be a historical dynasty for generations, for at least another decade. I really believe that. That's how good the Thunder are going to be. And because they made that trade with the Clippers, trading Shea, Gallinari, and other draft picks after draft picks for Paul George. Basically for one player, if I'm not mistaken. One player for a whole bunch of assets. And that's what happened. And I thought Shea was going to be good at the time. I thought, Gallinari was real good. I didn't see Shea going to be this good. I mean, I knew he was going to be good, but this good was crazy. I mean, all-star level, playing at a high level, playing at a almost superstar level. He's playing at a Hall of Fame level. He's going to be one of the best players we ever seen play basketball. He's a top 75, top 50 type player right now, and Shea winning championship already and is going to win more championships, and obviously probably almost maybe never even lose a finals. That's how good he is. Okay, and that's how good they are too. But a lot of teams have been good. Obviously, the Houston Rockets have been good. I think they're 16-7 now, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, the Spurs are real great. They're 18-7. The Knicks have been great, 18-7. Lakers have been great, 18-7. The Nuggets have been great. They're 19-6. The Thunder's been legendary. Okay, legendary. Okay, they're 24-2. Okay, the Timberwolves have been good, 17-9, up and down a little bit, but then they came back going strong. Had 2 losses to the Lakers, had a few, losing to the Suns in a close game, even though Grayson Allen, I believe, traveled in that game to make a shot. They've been good. The Bulls started out well, but then struggled down to 10-15. Cavs have been struggling. They're 15-12. But overall, man, there's been great games, man. The Hawks have been 15-12, mostly without Trae Young. The Pacers have dealt with injuries, though. Obviously, not having Halliburton is not shocking. They're 6-20. The Nets have been 7-18. Trying to scrap up, trying to be competitive. The Clippers, to me, have been the most disappointing team, though, out of all of them. The Grizzlies have been struggling, too, obviously. The Raptors are actually 16-11. Pelicans dealt with injuries. The Mavericks have been a disappointment, but they've been also dealing with some injuries as well. But the biggest disappointment so far of the year to me is obviously, the Clippers. Man, they're healthy. They got Kawhi Leonard playing, James Harden playing. They got some good players playing. Bradley Beal got injured, but he was playing bad throughout the year and stuff like that. So I got to get, the Clippers a bit bad. They don't have a future. The Mavericks really don't either. They've been struggling. The Warriors have been also struggling a little bit as well, along with the Kings. The Kings, they need to break it up. And they have rumors where I think DeMar DeRozan, they're trying to trade DeMar DeRozan, Westbrook, and Levine, because it's a disconnect between the players and the coaching staff. It's real simple, man. They probably not in position to win. The players want to win, and it's real simple. And they're bad right now. They're bad, and that's the problem. The Bucks, I heard are shopping Giannis. The Pelicans need to probably shop Zion and other players of that nature. So I'm pretty excited though about the overall season, because there's some big shockers, like the Pistons being 21-5, if I'm not mistaken. 21-5. That is a big shocker, being number one in the East. Most likely going to remain number one in the East as well. How good they play defensively, offensively, run good pick and roll option. They could probably get more shooters. If they get shooters, they could probably beat and win a championship if they get just another two shooters. They get another two shooters. I think they'll be fine, man. I think they can win a championship. Okay? But they could get out the East without even having two shooters. Now, I don't know if they'll beat the Thunder or like the Lakers, Spurs, stuff like that. I don't know about that yet. But I do know for a fact that they can get out the East. They could do that. With the shooters, though, they could win a championship. They could definitely win a championship. So I'm pretty excited, man. I'm pretty excited about how the NBA season's gone. Been great. A lot of great talent. People trying to fight through injuries the beginning of the year. But I'm telling you, in the middle and towards the end of the year, I'm telling y'all, man, people are going to be playing even more minutes. Going to be great games coming on this upcoming week. Big time performances going to come up, man. I'm telling y'all got to be ready to go. Okay, y'all got to be ready, because it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun stuff. All right. Again, welcome back to the IDA Kings video production channel, man. Okay, welcome back. Okay, my name is Isaiah. And please like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you like the channel, if you like the videos, and hit the bell notification so you can know when I post and upload new videos, okay? Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Peace.